Okay, graphing a linear inequality like this is a two-step process. So step one is to graph the line you get when you turn this inequality symbol into an equal sign. So 2x plus y equals 5 for every xy point on the line. And on one side of the line, everything will be less than 5. And on the other side of that line, everything will be bigger than 5. So we're basically going to graph this line and then decide which side to graph. Anyway, to graph a line, we just need 2 points on the graph. So we'll make a little xy pair here. And if x is 0, plugging in zeros is often the easiest thing to start. If you start off with x equals 0, then the x term disappears and you can see that y is equal to 5. Now if I plug in y equals 0, x will be a fraction, so let's just plug in x equals 1 and see what happens. If x is 1, then 2 times x is simply 2 times 1 is 2, so the question becomes 2 plus what equals 5? And I'm sure you realize 2 plus 3 equals 5. So we have the 2 points that we need on the graph of the line. I'm going to graph the line over here. So there's my x and y axes. And the 2 points that we have, I'll graph. The first one, notice, is the y-intercept, because x equals 0 means you're on the y-axis. So this has a y-intercept up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the y-intercept of the line. Goes to that point right there. Then if I go over 1, I have to go up 3. Here I am going up to 3, a height of 3. These 2 points are on the line. So to graph the line, we need but draw a line through these 2 points. Also, this line is going to be a dashed line, not a solid line. We're not including the points where these are equal because it's a strict inequality. This has to be less than 5, not equal to 5. On the line, it is equal to 5, so I'm making a dashed line. If it was or equal to, then it would be a solid line. So there's our line, 2x plus y equals 5. And now we have to simply decide which side of that line is the shady side. So that's our second step over here. To answer the question, which side do we shade? And usually, unless the line goes through the origin, you can ask, is the origin shaded? Because if we know that the origin, the point 0, 0, if we know that point is shaded, then this is the shady side of the line. And if we know that this point is not shaded, then of course it's the other side of the line that's shaded. So we can answer this question, which side of the line is shaded, by asking the question, is the point 0, 0, the origin, shaded? We just have to answer that question. The way to answer that question is to go back to the original inequality. I'm going to write it down here. 2x plus y less than 5. And we simply wonder, if we plug in the x coordinate into the x position here and the y coordinate into the y here, is that less than 5? So in this case, 0 is plugged in for x, 2 times 0 is 0, so it's 0 plus 0. And indeed, 0 is less than 5, is true. So the answer to the question, is 0, 0 shaded? The answer to that question is a resounding yes. So we know that the origin is on the shady side of this line, and so that's the side to shade. Everything over here is part of the solution set of this linear inequality. Everything on this side of the line.